Hey guys, all right, so this 1969 Mustang Fastback, I'm gonna show you my rewire job, also while reviewing the classic dash install. I'll throw in a section of what I started with, but this is the after of what I did. All rerouted. This car is going to be driven pretty much daily, so I don't like doing any kind of looms or any of that weird stuff to hide it all. But you want to be able to see it. Did all that, routed all that. So that way you can see everything, any kind of weird shorts, it's easy to diagnose, all that good stuff. Anyways, this thing had electrical issues, so I had to figure that out. So here's the inside. So part of what I did to this car is install this dash from Classic Consoles. So it was just the console. I had to figure out everything, how to install it. Added the Hurst quarter stick here. Basically, I didn't drill any holes in the car. I just did factory holes where the factory console would have been. I did have to drill into this console quite heavily to mount that. As you can see, just factory holes. They're all factory. I didn't drill anything out of the ordinary. For the quarter stick install, what I did is this was supposed to be a little storage deal. The factory shifter location is here. But it was much more comfortable as far as your hand placement to put it there. So it was trying to reach here. It wasn't gonna work. That was too far. It didn't feel right. Look at your elbows at the thing. So back here, much more comfortable on the seat. So what I did is, this is just some you know, it was just a piece of sheet metal that I bent about 6 or 7 times, folded into itself, layered it. So you can kind of still see the hole, but there's a floor right there. You can see through that. Layered that so you're not getting heat off the transmission or exhaust. It actually works really good. Still gonna add something here. I'm not sure yet. I do want to hide this. This here is just for the stereo stuff. One thing I had to figure out while mounting it is I wanted to keep this little guy, make it look all clean and all that. So the actual dash, sorry, around here. So the actual dash is, or the cable, the shift cable is actually, I drilled through that and made it to where it goes cleanly in there. And then here's the classic dash. Installed, looking all good. So if you're ever installing one of these, you are going to have some experience. They definitely made it easy. It was a really good job that they did. Thank you guys at Classic Dash. You guys did good work. You know, you obviously got to install a gauge yourself. The wiring came, you know, as prefabbed as they could make it for you. I'll throw some pictures in on how I wired it on the back side, how it ended up looking and all that stuff. Came out really good. So, you know, you do got to drill these little holes for the lights. That's where I end up putting them. You can put them wherever you want. This is just kind of where it was preferred. See, all of it seems to be working. So you got your left turn signal there. You got right turn signal. And then you did for the lights. Right there. There's the orange one. That's the high beam. And then the red one, they labeled it for the parking brake, but this wasn't wired for that. So what I did is that was the turn that for the reverse lights. That way you know the reverse light is on. So the shifter doesn't come with came with neutral safety switch. It didn't come with the provision for any kind of reverse lights. So I just rigged up this little switch here, and then when it, you know, that to let you know the reverse lights are on or off. Came out great. Works perfectly. The only hiccups I ran into were my own fault, nothing that they did. My only deal with this dash is it could have fit a little bit better in each corner. That kind of fought me a little bit, but nothing that they could do. Like I said, no fault of theirs, it's just fitment of the car. Every car is going to be different. So anyways, came out great. Did sorry, let me turn that off. I changed, this was a Virginia wood grain. This is a customer car. They changed they wanted this black face, so I swapped that out. It still kept the same look. Radios, that's aftermarket radio on it there. It's factory radio, which doesn't work. My homemade knobs, those are just furniture knobs that I painted black. The original ones are missing. This radio doesn't work anyway, so it's just all for show, but weather strip glued them in. Looks great. And oh yeah, this car was an electrical nightmare. None of the lights worked. All of them working now. Got all of them. The back ones worked. Those were the only ones that worked. So now what came out real good. Take a walk around the car again here. So this car ended up having basically electrical issues. It didn't like to. It kept shutting off after idle a little bit. It would act all weird, funky, losing power, whatever. So what ended up happening is the alternator was bad. Ended up killing the voltage regulator. Ended up changing the ignition switch inside. That was also no good. Where the key goes there. This car was a mess, and it is no longer, thanks to me. Anyway, so yeah, if you have electrical issues, most people say, oh, it's just the voltage regulator, all that. You gotta go. You really, on these cars, you really gotta go through and make sure everything's okay. Because it's a 50-year-old car, or I don't know, however old it is, but that's what, for this one, that's what it ended up being, was that voltage regulator was no good. I don't know what killed what, but alternator was bad, voltage regulator was bad, and the ignition was bad. So every time you would, you know, take the battery off this negative cable and try to put it back on, it would just, you would get that spark. It just had some kind of weird draw. You just let it sit overnight and it would just, the battery would be dead the next day. So ended up having to do all that, and it turned out great. It really came out good. This is a pretty hefty project. I would say that if you are new to this, building anything, that you should take it to someone who knows something, because it was a minute. It definitely took a little bit. It came out looking real good, real nice. Cleaned up all the wires on the inside underneath the dash. I went through every piece of wire in this car to make it function. This car, basically, even though it looks done, it was, whoever built this car, because it wasn't me, they just skipped on the electrical. But the car came out really good. Really proud of the work I pulled off on it. Really gave it a different look than what it had before. I do have a couple old pictures. I'll pop those in here, like we can see what the old interior looked like, and you could see it just brought it up to modern standards. So anyways, the car is 351 Windsor C4 trans deal. Got a pretty gnarly cam in it. It's got Black Widow exhaust on it, 3-inch all the way out, and it pops out the side. I think that's a really good look, even though, yeah, I got cut into the quarter panel. It actually does go through. I think it came out really good. So anyways, just want to give the overview on this thing, and say good job from Classic Dash. You guys put out a good product, but I just nobody had anything out on this thing, on that product, so I wanted to at least give some kind of review on it. It was definitely something you had to figure out as you went. Like I said earlier, no faults of theirs. It's just what you have to do when you're building a car. So anyways, that's the Mustang here. I'm gonna do a little start right off the key. There we go. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Right off the hit, thanks to the wiring kit from Classic Dash. They definitely put out a good product. Easy to read. All the wires came pre-labeled with where they went. So just like I said, you got to really kind of take it upon yourself on the project to figure out what wire goes where, how you're gonna do it. It was a lot of planning, for sure. Definitely a lot of planning. This thing, you know, this was more of an ordeal than putting the dash in. I can tell you that much. So, anyways, go for a magneto has been converted to electric instead of the cable. That's why you got the nice little digital thing there. Also came from Classic Dash. It was just some adapter kit that is sold separately from Dash. Again, you know, they don't know what you're doing, so that's just a separate piece.